All right, let's see if everything's working. So it looks like we're live on Facebook. Let's see. See what's up. Let's just setting up Facebook. All right. Okay, we're live. Bum ba da bum. Took a little longer than I wanted. YouTube, I apologize, but it is what it is. So there we go. So it looks like we're live on Facebook, and we are. So I'm recording, obviously, for YouTube. Just gonna send out a quick text to have someone check the audio, and we will see audio. I don't know how to spell audio. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. As the title suggests, for anyone who's watching, we are having a Kragnos party. It's Kragnos all day, every day for me. Love him. Excited for him. I know. 760 points. Blah, 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 blah. Way too expensive. He can get mortal wounded off the board. You go bow arrows from snake ladies and stuff and all that jazz. I know. But I love the model. I love that Destruction now has their own god. They have Nagash. We talked about this. Nagash, Archeon, Teclis, Alariel, blah, 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 blah. And now Destruction has their own. So, you're right. I haven't put on music. That's my bad. Let me put some soothing tunes on, because I like that. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, we did that one. Do that one. Alright, there we go. Oh, I want to skip. See, but I don't want one with. There we go. Nope, that's not it. We want one without like a million commercials, because that's the thing. Like, it's all fine and dandy, but. Alright, let's see if that works. Anyway, and then I gotta check the audio real quick. Yeah. Should be fine. All right. So, like I said, I know complainers, people, yes. Uh, you know what I'm saying? Kragnos, yada, yada, yada. But I love him. I love the model. I think he looks great. I like the concept. I like the rules. I love. I want to play him against like Teclis and against Nagash because it's like pew pew pew. All right, just stop it on your spells. I don't care about spells. I don't care about spells. I want to play him against freaking what are they called? Well, see, but they got the bows too. Play him against the stupid elves, the new high elves. What are they called? Teclis's boys. Lumineth Realm Lords. Boom. There you go. Couldn't remember. So anyway, real quick. First things first, because it is the Kragnos party. Got the Kragnos Broken Realms book. Lots of good stuff in here. I've read most of it. Just, guys, also art. Like, one, cool pictures. I'm a fan. But the art of this crap, like, is fantastic. They did good pictures. They have a lot of pictures, actually. But like I said, some of this art that they have for Kragnos and these monsters and stuff, especially like Alariel too. Where is it? So that one's cool, but it's Act 1. Oh, right here. These pictures, like, and the story for Alariel, so vivid, so awesome. So anyway, lots of great pictures, lots of good pictures of miniatures. These are obviously off of the books. Fantastic. And then it shows all your beautiful models. And then the stuff that they brought out, I'm really liking. Obviously the campaign, I don't care because it's like that's hard to do a campaign. And yes, there's lots of. Again, I think when you're looking at it from a tournament standpoint, when you look at this game from a tournament standpoint, as the Honest Wargamer does, yeah, there's lots left to be desired, right? But when you look at it from just a person playing with his friends, making battle reports, playing with his friends, they're good. I mean, it's good. Like the new Bad Moon stuff, like this right here for the Jaws of Mork allegiance abilities. Like I have a Squig army. I am so gonna use this, right? I'm gonna be using the crap out of this stuff. I'm excited. I'm excited for the Jaws Bite Down, Jaws of Mork armies only, right? And I'm actually going to flesh out our Trogoth army. I'm gonna get another one of these. I'm gonna get one of these guys. I'm gonna get like 2 units of, or because I think I have 6 of these. The rock guts. What are they called? Yeah, rock guts. So I'm gonna get like 6 Fellwater Trogoths, and then I'm gonna get some Dankhold Trogoths. And then I have one Trog boss, but I want to get this cool looking one. And then I've got Ale Guzzler Gargants, right? From our Man Crushers. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to play this. Like, I want to play Glog's Mega Mob, right? Because why not? It's freaking fun. It'll be fun. And I would love, and I will someday, get a bunch of Grim Scuttle's Tribe Spiders. I want to get the Spider Riders too. I want to have like the full thing. Everything other than the whole 60,000 night goblins. I'm not a fan of the big night goblins, and maybe someday I'll get a bunch because I just love the whole faction as it is, and just the thought of just masses of black robed night goblins seems fun. But you know what I'm saying. I love the Gloomspite gets battle too, and like I want one of every army, right? Because there's literally 4 armies in one battle tomb, 4 ways to play. So anyway, like I said, good rules. These, yes, I understand. Alariel's not as power. They didn't do a ton with her. They made her more points. Her attack wise, it's just kind of pathetic. I'm not gonna lie. 4 attacks with the antlers, which is like 5 damage, but like it drops quickly, right? 11 plus damage. The antlers are doing 1 damage apiece. So that means like when she's got 5 wounds left, she's only doing 1 damage. Now, granted, she gets to heal, and it's like in your hero phase, yeah, every hero in every one of her hero phases, she gets to heal back up. You know what I'm saying? 2d6, and that's the other thing too. Like, I understand what she is, right? There's like in every competitive game, anytime you go to a tournament, right? The whole concept is like pick up pieces, right? It's like, oh, I'm going to use my 30 archers, or I'm going to use my 20 bloodstalkers, or I'm going to use, all these endless spells, and I'm going to pick up your key components off the table, and you know what I'm saying, and you lose, type of a thing. I understand that. But Alariel the Everqueen heals 2d6 in her hero phase, and in addition, she can heal D3 wounds allocated to each other friendly Sylvaneth unit wholly within 30 inches of this model. Bring Tree Lords, Tree Lord Ancients, Draika. You're gonna bring your frickin' Kragnos Hunters, right? You're gonna bring a bunch of multi-wound dudes. And you're gonna heal. Heal. She heals, right? Look, I'm down to 4 wounds, and then I roll a 7. And now I'm up to 11 wounds. So now my antlers are doing 4 damage, and my Spear of Kragnos is doing 5. And that's actually a freaking far range. 24 inches only gets 1 attack, but it could do 5 damage. 2s, hit on 2, wounded on 2, -2 rend, and does like 6 to 2 damage. So that's a freaking good shooting attack. If you had 2, you're like way good. And the Talon of Dwindling, I'm not a big fan of. Because I think the rule is kind of dumb. You're hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s, and then my problem is there's no rend, right? There's no rend because then it's what is it? Roll a dice each time a wound inflicted by this model's Talon of Dwindling is allocated to an enemy model and not negated, and on a 6 the enemy model is slain, which is like, There needs to be like a -2 rend. You know what I'm saying? It's already hard enough to hit and then to frickin' wound. You know what I'm saying? And then you're like, okay, the model's dead. Well, I mean, it's the likelihood of that it's almost like a trash attack. I'm not gonna lie. So you're doing all damage with the Great Antlers. And it's like, why does she not have a Spear of Kragnos close combat attack as well? Right? Why is that only a shooting? Why doesn't she have 5 attacks with a spear as well? 2s to hit, 2s to wound, -2 rend, and it's like 3 damage a pop or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Now she's like freaking worth it. She needs another melee attack. In my opinion, she needs another melee attack. And the Warsong Revenant, it is what it is, right? Draika got that battle box. It's gonna be awesome. Wildwoods are new. These guys, like I told you guys, we got 1 of each. I got 2, so we could do 1 of each. And good. Like they're good point, like well pointed at 2. I think it's like 280 or something like that. I'm excited. Like the other ones are garbage compared to these ones for the points. Yeah, I don't care about Free Cities. Lord Croak everyone's talked about Lord Croak to death. Skaven, I'm not a big fan of the crap that they gave him, but I have those models for our start. And then the Warherd, the Butcher Warherd, like the Warherd charge. Again, Beast of Chaos. We got Beast of Chaos army, and he's really going hard with the Warherd. Great. Now they get freaking, charges or mortal wounds on the charge. Fantastic. Yes, Beast Lord, like whatever. Jabber Slice got worse, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's not this. Each of these books isn't made to like totally change the game, right? It's supposed to from in every way, shape, and form, right? It changed War Scrolls, and I think what I'm saying, for the most part, not too bad. So that's Kragnos. Love it. Excited. Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and get on to building. That's what we're here for. Is to talk all about Kragnos, to build them. I mean, we'll talk Age of Sigmar, not just Kragnos. You can't talk about Kragnos for an hour and a half, 2 hours. That's ridiculous. But super excited. Like I said, Destruction got a lot of fun things. Uh, my brother's kind of happier. I mean, it's better. Like I said, it's better than nothing for the Beasts of Chaos. Before I start putting it together, so we are gonna break. I just want to show. So I'm super excited. You can see that. So I put together some snake ladies. So we got, obviously I showed you Marathi. You know what I'm saying? Both of them. We have two iron scales. Melissa iron scales, so we'll paint one up and that'll be one for our Patreon people. So we'll paint one of those up and that'll be one of the rewards, you know what I'm saying? Those monthly guys. Currently, and I am getting more obviously, but so I have 10 of the 2 5-man units of Blood Sisters, and then a 10-man unit of Blood Stalkers. I think I have 2 boxes. I'll have 2 of the Start Collecting Daughters of Cain boxes coming. That'll give me 30 more Snake Ladies. And so I'll probably do 20 more, or excuse me, I'll do 10 more of each. Because you really don't take more than 20 Snake Ladies. It gets kind of ridiculous. So that way I can do like multiple. And what I really need is 30. Because I need 25. I need another 10. Because you need 50. You need basically 25 of each. Because then that way you can bring a unit of 15, full unit of 15, a big blob, and then 2 units of 5 Blood Sisters. And then, like I said, you could bring a unit of 20 Bloodstalkers, or you could bring multiple units of, multiple small units of Blood Sisters, or Bloodstalkers, excuse me. Sorry, I'm just checking real quick because my buddy... I got a buddy, Dallin, who's looking to start working. He's getting prepped for a tournament. I think it's a major, not a major. But it is a grand tournament. So he's going to yet another grand tournament. That crazy guy. So he's in for another 2-dayer, which those are pretty long. Man, I'm so excited for this model. They're long, and grand tournaments, I have found, require quite a bit of concentration. Because if you're not, you really got... Oh, see, that's actually not a bad base either. That's just a Mega Gargant base. That's what I'm talking about. I was worried it was going to be on those big round oval ones. Which he technically probably should. You'd think he'd be on an oval. Anyway, yeah, so he's heading out to a grand tournament, and he's asking a bunch of questions. But, sorry, Dylan, I'm going to ignore you for right now. I'll get to you after the stream. So, we will go ahead and get started. Pop this glue. So, yeah, super excited. Age of Sigmar, I'm a big fan. I had my buddy Bill over on Monday. What is today? Saturday? Gosh. Had Bill over on Monday to get a practice game in for the league. It was really just to hang out with Bill. Because, Bill, you're freaking awesome. You're an amazing guy. But also, like I said, to get a practice game in for the league. And had a blast. And we chatted about a whole bunch of stuff, but so real quick, just because why wouldn't we talk about it? 61 and 62. So anyway, so real quick, so Bill plays Night Haunt and Lumina Thrummlords. Bill is an amazing painter, and Bill is an amazing human being. Bill doesn't, and I'm just going to say Bill a lot, I apologize, but it's his name, and he's awesome. Bill doesn't, he doesn't have a million armies. that he doesn't paint up, right? That he's just playing with. Bill collects an army, learns it in and out, gets really good at it, paints them all up, makes them all beautiful, and then it's just a freaking pleasure to play him. Because he has a beautiful army, he's a great opponent, he's a great player of the game, and so it's just like, oh my gosh, fun, fun, fun. And after we're done, we just chat about Warhammer and Games Workshop and particularly Age of Sigmar, and how much we love the game and how great it is. So anyway, so he came over on Monday. He brought, so again, he plays Lumineth Realmlords and Night Haunt, and he brought his Lumineth Realmlords. Fantastic list, fantastic game. I think he brought 20 archers. He brought a 20-man unit of wardens and a 10-man unit of wardens. He brought a 5-man unit of the cavalry. And then he brought a bunch of heroes. So he brought the guy on the horse. He brought... and I don't know them all because I don't have the new codex. I need to put that on the list of things to get. It's the new codex. He brought he brought a Cathalar, obviously, with the new... Oh my gosh. With the new terrain piece that they have. Goodness gracious. Goodness frickin' gracious. I'm gonna make sure my music's not too loud. That's a bit much. Alright. Anyway, that terrain piece is like incredible. Just like fantastic. And he started painting it. He's not done with it yet. But just wow. So he had the Cathalar up in that terrain piece, and anyway, what else did he bring? He brought the guy on the horse. He brought a Cathalar, and he brought one more unit, but the guy, sorry, I gotta make sure I piece this right together. Oh, like that. All right. So the guy, brought a guy that you deploy before first turn, and he basically takes the objective, and you have to kill him to get the objective back, which is pretty impressive. Quite a cool rule, a cool mechanic. I was like, oh, that's cool. Anyway, so he brought that guy as well, and I think so. We played. Oh, sorry. Also, we played a 1,250 point game because that's the league. So again, I'm in a league. We did 750, and that's the other weird thing. So we're only playing 4 rounds. There's 8 people total. We're only playing 4 rounds. The other 3 people, the point is just to try to play someone. Try to play the other opponents throughout the league time, like during the time of playing in the league, on other days, right? So it's like if you can get extra games in, you get extra points. Which I'm over here thinking like, what? Like, so I have to like track down these other guys and try to get a game in? That's crazy. But it is what it is. Anyway, so we're playing 1250, and then, so that's the other thing too. It's 1250. It's 750, 750, 1250, 1750, and then 2250. So kind of weird. But the 1250 is just enough to bring Mega Gargants. And actually, you only need 1,000. Like, you can bring Mega Gargants in 1,000 because the Man Crusher Gargants count as, each behemoth counts as a battle line, and you can bring 3 for like 480 points. So that plus your War Stomper, boom, 1,000 points, you're good. But it's 1250. So he brought that. I brought Man Crusher Gargants. I always do the War Stomper because I think he's the best. I brought 2 units of 2 Man Crusher Gargants. So is that a premium for guys? And you know what? Come to think about it. Oh yeah, no. See, and like I said, I remember. I actually thought about it. I thought about bringing a unit of 3 to get the discount, and then a single guy. But I didn't think. I didn't want it to be that bulky with 1 unit. I wanted to have 2 units of 2. So 1, there's less likelihood of anyone running away, which obviously I can stop, but I can spend 1 command point. Anyway. So, and then 2, like I said, I wanted to have more power spread out, right? So two guys, 2 units of 2, I can do more than a unit of 3 and a unit of 1, and 1 a single guy, right? Because a unit of 2 can still knock out a unit of 20 infantry, because that's 20 attacks at full health, right? So 20 attacks plus 2 headbutts and 2 mighty kicks plus 2 stuffings in the bag. You know what I'm saying? That's quite a bit of damage. They can do quite a bit of damage, and so that was pretty much the reasoning behind that was the list I took. So anyway, and I always bring the Cestus Ironveld and the very shouty because I use a lot of command points. I use I'll use as many command points as you'll let me within the first 2 turns. Typically, if I'm spending 4 to 5 command points in the first 2 turns, then I'm doing well. Like you are in some serious trouble, my friend. Typically. But anyway, so so what's that right there? So anyway, and we played Star Strike. So it's the long ways board, 24-inch deployment zones, one objective in each person's deployment zone and 2 in the middle, and then you score 1 for yours, 2 for the middle, and 4 for the opponents. Sorry, I'm just checking. Anyway, yeah, and then so like I said, he had a whole bunch of spells. I out dropped him because I only had 3 drops, and then I actually gave him first turn. Because the thing is like, and his better bet would to have been to sit back and shoot with bows. And actually no, I didn't give him first turn. I took first turn because he deployed like units up, so he was able to like do a movement or something like that. Basically, move them up their movement, and so he rushed up his horses, and he moved up both of his wardens, and it's pretty much a one-trick pony kind of a thing. You can only do it once to everybody, and they'll get wise to it. And I've already got ways to mitigate that anyway. But so he moved his guys up, and so then I took first turn, and they have. So the Stomper tribe has the command in the movement phase, a command ability that lets the guys run a full 6, and all the Man Crusher Gargants have a special rule that says if you are within not wholly within 12 inches of a Mega Gargant, you can charge even if you ran. So I ran him up, and then was able to still charge in. So I ran him up, I charged in. That's interesting. Oh, come on. I ran him up, I charged him in. So my I charged in my my Man Crusher, 1 unit Man Crusher Gargants into his unit, the individual guy that can steal an objective, because he put him on one of the side objectives, and so he put that, and then he moved up a horse unit up there, and then just don't know how that goes. Is it like that? Oh, I think it's like that. All right. And so I charged a 2-man unit, 1 unit of 2 Man Crusher Gargants into his hero plus his cavalry, and I charged the other 2-man unit into his 20-man. And I wasn't able to charge. And I wasn't able to charge in my Man Crusher Gargant, or my Stomper, my Mega Gargant. So I had to wait on that. That's looking cool. So then I mortal wounded his hero to death, and then I fought with my against the cavalry, and ended up just destroying that unit. And then he fought with his 20-man. He didn't do. I mean, he did a couple wounds, but it wasn't too nasty. And then I finished him off. Not even finished him off. So I did like. Yeah, I don't remember. I killed like maybe 9 or 10. Because I did so many mortal wounds that they were only doing 2 damage. He got the charge. He popped it, so he was rolling higher saves and so on and so forth. And anyway, and then his turn, he did a bunch of casting. He made it so that was the other thing too. He made it so my Man Crusher Gargants that were in against his wardens, that whole spell that if he rolls higher than my leadership, which made them ineffective. I think it was like 2 or 3 combat phases where they literally couldn't do anything for multiple turns. It was like, that's the biggest thing. Like if I were them, like it's like playing blue and Magic, right? Magic the Gathering. Like it's that control deck. Like there's nothing more frustrating than someone playing a control deck where you don't get to do anything. Like, you just don't get to do anything. That is a big rock. Rob at Honest Wargamer, you are correct, sir. That is a big rock. So, anyway, so those guys were dinking around. His horse guy jumped over and ended up taking the objective. I didn't claim this one side objective. Did some wounds. Did some shooting. Did some casting. And then I sound like Nathan. I apologize. And then basically we rolled priority. And I believe I won priority. Yeah, I won priority because I killed all those units off to the side. So then I moved my other Man Crusher Gargant unit and my War Stomper up to his 10-man unit and his bows, and charged in, and I actually moved my Man Crusher unit over to my other Man Crusher unit because they weren't doing anything. Like, he literally shut them down. 1, 2, 3. And so I literally had to bring the other Man Crusher unit over to do something because they were just sitting there doing nothing, and his wardens were starting to pick the 1 unit apart. But yeah, I brought him over. Ended up slowly but surely finishing off the wardens. My Mega Gargant jumped in and did what he does, which is wreck face. 2 and 3. Which is always fun. Did a ton of like mortal wounds, and you know what I'm saying? He's doing the sweeping blows and the stompy stomps and that's 5. Anyway, long story short, it was quite a quick victory. Cleaned off the wardens over on this side. He's like just wrecking face on my turn, and then on his turn, kills the Cathalar in the frickin' in the garrisoned terrain feature, and there's 3. And then so like one of the tricky things he did is he actually ran his hero away to go claim my back objective, and to try to keep things close still. So then once we killed the wardens, I had him run off and go take care of that. Oh. Okay. But yeah, it was a pretty comprehensive victory. Especially at 1250, like that's a lot of wounds to. That's a lot of wounds. I think it's like, well, it's 24, 48 plus 35. It's like 80, 83 wounds or something like that. That's a lot. That's a lot of wounds. And they're all on monsters. And yeah, we don't have all good saves, but they hit like a brick, especially against units with more than 10. Like if you have a unit, even with 10, because at the unit of 10, I get to do 2 damage. So it doesn't have to be 11, it has to just be 10. And like I said, they just hit like a brick. If you have 20 in a unit, it's like, good night. So anyway, that was fun. Got to chat with Bill. We chatted a whole bunch about Age of Sigmar. We chatted a lot about Path to Glory. So my biggest thing is like we know Age of Sigmar 3.0 is coming, and so like I have a lot of thoughts of things I want to do and try and play. One in particular is Path to Glory. What I want to do, my it's not a brainchild. I'm sure tons of people have done it. But what I want to do is get like, because we have this league of 8 people, and like I'm not gonna lie, like, and you saw hopefully you guys saw my YouTube video about how that ridiculously broken list, right? So my thought with Path to Glory is like I want it random, and Path to Glory specifically does state you can bring or you can pick, but we're not going to let that happen. So we're not going to allow anything to be chosen. It's all going to be the only thing you're going to get to choose is your hero. That's it. Everything else is going to be randomly generated. And it has to be in front of a TO, which will be 2 of us. So, literally, I just want to make sure I put this on the right side. All right, so it is on that side. So, yeah. So, everything to be generated will have to be generated in front of a TO. Is it like that? Oh, it's like that. Okay. So, so you, like I said, so you get your hero. You get so many follower roles to start off your faction. Those will all have to be done in front of us. And there will be like a certain prerequisite where you have to let us know what you have. So this isn't going to be like unless you're willing to purchase, build, and get all of the miniatures that needed, right? The whole point of this is to get your collection, preferably your rather comprehensive collection of an army, and to play it, and to start from nothing and work up your path, up the path of glory, and build your war band through fighting and all sorts of stuff, basically through fighting and competition and all that, and to build up your war band and to gain enough either glory points or followers to qualify to win the game and reach glory, to gain that glory, right? And so path to glory, it's very simple. Like I said, you get if you win, if you draw or lose. So so you build your warband. Let's start from the beginning. So path to glory, you get your warband. So you choose your hero. You get so many follower roles, and then most, if not all, of your units are broken out in lists, multiple different lists. So you'll have like a champion list, which is your other heroes that you can gain. Your normal followers, which is basically your basic infantry and troops. You'll have your behemoth monsters, depending on what faction you are, right? Then you'll be able to gain those. Some people have like elites, where you can have larger sizes of infantry, or literally like your more elite units. And those all cost more, right? So your basic followers cost 1 follower roll. Your elites typically cost 2. Your monsters cost 4 or more, depending on the size and craziness of a monster. So yeah, that's so that's what we want. And like I said, we want it all to be random. So you choose your hero, and now you roll your randoms. Oh, I rolled a 1. Okay, well that's a 3-man unit of gluttons. I rolled a 6. Okay, that's a 2-man unit, or a 3-man, or 4. That's a 2-man unit of what are they called? The shooty ogres. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. Basically, again, it's all going to be random. So you build your random war band in front of a TO. Your rolls, so we know what it is, and then you play games. So we randomly pair everyone up, and they're all gonna fight. And then how it works is, at the end of each battle, you gain glory points. Glory points, yeah. You get 1 if you lose or you draw, and you get D3 if you win. And if you got a major victory, you get to reroll 1s, and that'll be random too, right? So you roll your random glory points, and then at the end of each battle, you get to roll to see. You get to you roll a D3, and then on a 1 you get a follower roll. On a 2 you get a champion roll, and on a 3 you get a champion ability roll, and on a 3 you get a follower ability roll. So obviously a follower roll, you can use that to build up your warband, right? And you can hold on to your follower rolls to get more, to save up more rolls, so that you can buy like monsters and things like that, the things that cost more than 1 roll, right? So you can hold on to your rolls, and we'll keep track of that. You'll keep track of that. And then the champion abilities and the follower abilities. These are the followers have a 1d6 little randomized ability thing. So you pick a follower unit, and you roll 1d6, and then that's the ability they have, right? And it's just it's not a game breaking, but it's a fun little bonus to the unit, right? and then the champion has their D6, and you can't, yeah, and so and every unit and champion can only have one ability, so you can't keep giving it to your champions, right? So if you roll, let's say you got it, you win your first game, and you have your first ability. Sorry, oh, wrong side. All right, you win your first game. You roll a d3. You roll a 2. Okay. Well, that's your. It is like that. Sorry, I just want to make sure I get it on right. Here it is, like that. Against the wall. There we go. Come on, Mr. Horsey. All right. And then, so I get 2 glory points, and then I roll. And then I roll a d3, and I roll a 3. Or no, a 2. So then that's the champion. So then I get to pick an ability for my champion, and I only have 1 champion in my warband. So if after my next game I roll that again, that then pushes me down to rolling a follower roll. And so then I give a follower, I roll a die d6 for the follower. I get this ability for this follower, and you keep, what I'm saying. And the rules for that is once all your followers that you have an ability, because they can't have more than one, then it goes down to a follower special ability roll. Then it goes down to a follower roll. So it feeds down. Like I said, if everyone's got an ability and you just can't seem to roll a 1 or a 2 on a d6 die, then like I said, eventually you'll get to a point where you automatically get a follower roll. So that's always cool. That's cool as well, like I said. Because it makes it so like you should never get to the point where like everyone else. I mean, there obviously people who are always rolling follower rolls, they'll have more option to build up their warband. But it is what it is. So anyway, so like I said, and we have different ideas. One of the things was like, we look at glory points, and depending on how many more glory points your opponent has, maybe giving you additional command points. Or also probably followers. So, what I'm saying? If he has 6 different, 6 units of followers, and you have 1 or, 4, then we give you like an extra 2 command points or something like that, just to kind of help balance off. Because there is a slight possibility that someone's going to get a ton of followers, and then they're going to get a bunch of, like, their army's going to get quite a bit bigger than everyone else's. In which case we got to nip that in the bud. So anyway, like I said, that's one of my big things that I want to do. I want to do that first. Anyway, so like I said, 2 things. One thing we chatted about was Path to Glory. And they're saying, like, they're talking about how, Path to Glory is going to be new and different, and we shall see. I don't know how I feel about that, because I haven't fully done one of these before, but it is what it is. So yeah, so like I said, we'll see what the new rules, and that's the other thing. Like I said, that's my biggest problem right now, is with third edition coming. What's that gonna look like? We don't know. And so I'm kind of holding my breath to see how things are going to turn out. And then we'll go from there, like I said. And then the other thing we chatted a lot about is just tournaments. One of the things I do want to look at is to see how, like, because I know, like, Rob from the Honest Wargamer, he talks a lot about tournaments. And there's so many things, like, there's so many cool ways to play Age of Sigmar that I'm like, I want to try them all. So tournaments, they got a nice little like tournament methodology in the General's Handbook 2020 that we read about, that I was reading all about. Nice little what's it called? It's a nice little like score sheet. You know what I'm saying? Ways to, you know what I'm saying, and then ways to score. It's pretty decent. But and like I said, I would be more than happy to do a 3-round, and see how that goes. Because like I said, one of the things I want to do is do more competitive Age of Sigmar to see how things go and how that works. I've done competitive 40K, not obviously at the highest level, but I've played in a bunch of I played in RTTs, I played in majors, or grand tournaments, and I played in majors. So seeing how, well, that's interesting. But I've actually honestly never played in an Age of Sigmar tournament, to my utter shame. So like I said, I'd love to see kind of how that goes. What's going on, and so anyway, so like I said, got a lot of ideas, a lot of thoughts, excited, and would love to hold a tournament. But like I said, we'll see. I want, like, again, third edition. We'll see if they change things, how they change things, why they change things, and then we'll go from there. But definitely, would love to compete in one. I know that there's a guy looking to hold an AOS tournament in here in Utah, up north, and so depending on the week, because it's in September, which is, it's actually, if it's in the beginning of September, then there's a likelihood that I could go, or probably the middle of September. But anyway, and like I said, I'll bring my terrain. I told him I'd bring my terrain. If I can go, I'll bring my terrain. Have fun. Yeah. So we will see. I think that would be a blast. But also in September, I mean, we should have Age of Sigmar 3.0 for a while. People can get used to it, see the new rule set. I can get used to it, get plenty of practice games in, flesh out all the possible new mechanics and concepts and everything. P.S. The new monster, oh my gosh, Sons of Behemoth. Having those 4 things that you can do with different monsters, and me having in a 2,000 point army 10 monsters, it's like, that's just not fair for other people. But it's going to be amazing for me. I'm going to be so excited. Because it's basically, like, one of them's not that useful always, but the other 3 are. And it's like, oh, cool. So I get basically 3 additional actions in your phase and in my phase every turn, or on your battle round, not battle round, on your turn and my turn, each battle round for free. So it's like, yes, sir, yes, please, I will take that. So anyway, that's exciting. But so tournaments is definitely, like I said, another one that I'm looking forward to doing, trying out. And then lastly, would be team events, is what I think I would call it, which is what the Honest Wargamer's been doing, which look amazing. So it's and anyway, you guys probably know, any of you guys who are Age of Sigmar people, so team event, each one, you have to have, if it's 4 man, I would do the typical 4v4. So you have two teams of 4, and they 13 and 14. So then each player has to bring an army from a different alliance. So one chaos, one order, one death, and one destruction. And then you bring your armies. You have a captain, and then you systematically place and determine who's gonna fight who. You add up all the points at the end of the game, like at the end of the basically the round, because everyone plays, and I would have it so everyone plays at the same time, so they're all simultaneously being played. So basically, how it works is I have a team of 4 players. We choose someone to be an attacker. We place it face down. So I'm going to choose my destruction, which is my army, because I want to be an attacker. Then they choose, and then their team also chooses an attacker, face down, and then we reveal them at the same time. Boom, boom. So now we see who their attacker is. They see who our attacker is. Then we go back and say, okay, well, now we've got 3 guys left. We have our death, our order, and our chaos left, right? So we choose 2 armies that we want to nominate forward to be defenders against their attacker. And they do the same, face down. Again, so I'm going to choose, so he chooses order. So I'm going to choose chaos and death. So then they choose, so then we flip over our 2 defenders to defend against their attacker, and they flip over their 2 defenders that they chose to defend our attacker. And then we get to decide who our attacker is, which of the 2 defending armies our attacker is going to face. They do the same, so then that's their 1 defender versus our 1 attacker, our 1 defender versus their 1 attacker. So we have an attacker and a defender from our team, attacker and defender from their team, and then their leftover defender is gonna fight our our non-nominated person, and then our leftover defender is gonna fight their non-nominated person. So now there's all 4 teams are matched, which is interesting. And then, like I said, then you play it out. And then you score, and like I said, there's different scoring stuff that happens for each game. And like I said, we would do them all simultaneously. So I'd have 4 tables out, and they'd all be happening at the same time. And then, we tally them all up once all 4 games are done. 3 hours, all 4 games are done. We tally up the points between all 4 different battles, and then the team with the most points wins. Pretty cool. Pretty simple. And you could even do that. Well, you couldn't do it. You probably couldn't do multiple rounds of that. I don't think that would probably work as well. But, like I said, you could do it over and over and over again. Just different team compositions, different armies. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Bill has got a death army. He's got an order army. You know what I'm saying? So he can just, one time he brings one time he brings the other, and plays, his different factions. And same here. You know what I'm saying? Most guys have more, 1 or 2 armies each. So anyway, so like I said, team armies team events sounds super fun to me. And I think the cool thing with that is that's just like a one. Like I said, that's just a one and done. Let's plan on, we're gonna do it on this day. You know what I'm saying, and it's just 1 game each. And so, you know what I'm saying, it would take probably. Sorry, I just want to make sure 18. I know I keep saying that. I apologize, but like I said, you probably should easily be able to do a one and done event. It would probably take 4 hours max, like a half an hour Well, and we could give them. So, like I said, so we all show up, check in, like half an hour before, make sure everyone's got all of their lists, all of their um, pieces, miniatures, everything they could possibly need. That way, if they need to run back and get something, they can. And then, like I said, check in. Basically, you would do kind of like a mini tournament type thing, but it's just one round. So I check in, make sure they have everything. You know what I'm saying? And then it would take 15, not even, well, we'd probably give about 10-minute, not even a 10, maybe probably like a 10-minute discussion um, between each decision, right? So okay, you have 10 minutes, 5 minutes to nominate, and maybe just 5 minutes to nominate your attacker. Boom. All right, now you have 10 minutes to nominate your defender, or 5 minutes to nominate your defender. Boom. And then, okay, you have 5 minutes to give out instructions, and then boom, let's get going. Get them out. Go get to your tables, and then that would give us time to assign tables and all that jazz. So, oh yeah, like I said, just sounds like a blast, doesn't it? Jealous. Not even jealous, just excited. Excited to be able to do it as well. Because we can, and we will. I will eventually. We will get there. So, tournaments, team events, the whole shibbity bang. So, anyway, so like I said, those are the things I've kind of got in mind. I've had a couple of good games with some local people. Had different people voice interest in possibly participating in battle reports. Got one guy looking to play sometime next week, so that'll be good. What? There we go. I've got a banner. So we're gonna have a tabletop ready miniatures banner right here. So that'll be nice. So then, like I said, we'll have a good. This wall will have a this sucker right here is a, you guys can't see it. Anyway, it's a partition to block off, so we have a nice good 3-walled area to do our battle reports, to keep the sound in. Yeah, and then we're looking to start producing. Get a couple more. Like I said, we're looking to have typically 3 to 4 individuals who are willing to help produce again regularly intervaled content. My goal will be to and we will probably start and film. So, like most people, we'll probably be a week or 2 behind in our filming. So when you see a battle report, it was probably filmed a week or so behind, earlier than when you're seeing it. So that'll probably be the goal. But like I said, we're looking to start. I would love to. The immediate future goal. So within the next, what's today? June, July, August, September. So by the end of September, the goal is to start producing, to be putting out 3 battle reports a week. That is the goal. That is the hard goal, the main goal that I'm looking to achieve currently. So we shall see how that goes. What else? So like I said, we got a banner. We're just finishing fleshing out models. If you guys haven't seen, we have a video up that's about. We have a video up about. Our new airbrush that we got. So we got an airbrush for the commission studio. which is gonna. I mean, I've already used it. We used it on the Arcanaut Ironclad. Um, so much saved time. You know what I'm saying? It's especially, like I said, especially with vehicles. It's gonna save us a lot of time, and it's gonna give a better, smoother look. It takes a lot of time, um, to get a vehicle looking smooth when you're especially or when you're using a brush. It takes longer because you gotta have that nice thin coat. You gotta go over multiple layers because you don't want the you know what I'm saying, that grainy, splotchy look, right? And with an airbrush, it's like nice and smooth and beautiful. So saving a lot of time, saving a lot of effort. I'm gonna put this all together before I put it on the um, before I put it on the base, I'll show you guys what it looks like against a Gargant because he really isn't that big. And I'll have a bunch of different things to show the scale. Let's see. So what are we talking about? Oh yeah, so just production. Like I said, got a lot of plans. Super excited. Um, like I said, looking to continue to put out more content. Don't forget, if you wouldn't mind, to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're new. Um, we are close to 200 subscribers. And every time we do a subscriber, get to up 100 subscribers, we do a giveaway. So if that's something you would like, or and we just do a giveaway to all of our subscribers. We do a random. Basically, I'll do a video. You just comment on the video to make sure that you're still an active, involved subscriber. And then basically I do a live randomization of all the comments, the names of all the comments, and then that winner hits me up, and we get them. Basically, a start collecting box is what we do. So yeah. So please, please, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Share. Sharing our YouTube channel is always fantastic, and our Facebook page to let people know. But yeah, so commissions are going well. We're super close to finishing up the Kharadron Overlords. We'll finish it up this weekend. And so, and then we'll have that reviewed and hopefully get it to him. Start shipping it out by next Tuesday. We have a couple more commissions already. We got a Tau commission, another round 2 of Tau. Thank you to our returning customers. You guys are the lifeblood of our business, and we couldn't do what we do and stay and continue doing what we do without you guys. So thank you. And then we have a grave. Oh, excuse me. We have a Soul Blight Gravelord's commission. A wonderful individual would like 10 Graveguard painted up, so we will get that painted up here in the near future as well. So, and that'll go really quick. And then, like I said, that individual is looking to collect that army. So if they like it and they're interested, we're more than happy to help them, with any and all of the miniatures they'd like painted up. So yeah, so there you go. That's how commissions are going. We do have a couple of other individuals who are planning on doing another commission with us as well. And for that reason, like I said, that's why I'm always telling you guys, holy cow, it's 10:40 already. That's why I'm always telling you guys, we're booked out, because we are. as it is right now, we should be booked out until the end of July. So if you guys are interested in getting commissions done, um, don't hesitate to reach out and contact us. We're more than happy to give quotes, to answer any questions you have. That is cool. That is some cool armor. So I remember. Sorry, let me finish my little spiel real quick. Yeah, so we do free quotes. We answer any questions you might have. And yeah, so just let us know. What? No, like that. There we go. So that way we can get you on the books. Because, like I said, at this point, we're like 2 months out for commissions. So, he has a 2-up armor save, right? And one of the big questions everyone's asking is, what armor? He doesn't have any armor. Why does he have a 2-up armor save? And to that, my good sirs, I would say it's this freaking. Am I missing something? Ooh, all right. It's this like chain. So you guys can't see it. So let me show you. It's this stuff. I want to make sure you can see it. So here you have like all of this like bolted on. All of this like bolted on metal with chains and stuff. I think it's magical. I think it's like he's got magic plate chain armor on his wrapped around his body, and I think that's why he has the 2-up. So there you go. Not only does he have a magic eating shield, he has a I just want to check real quick. 51. So you won't need that. He has this cool little like chain plate armor on him that gives him additional protection, which just totally fits. I'm buying it. I totally buy it. So anyway, so yeah, super cool. Looking to be an amazing model. Very detailed. But that's all Games Workshop models nowadays. The quality that they're providing is just insane. So can't complain. The only thing you can complain about is how much it costs, because it is an expensive hobby. But I played a game on last night. I was at the game store, the local game store, and there was a Magic event, right? And they were like, okay, next Friday, this event is gonna cost $50, and then the event they had just gone to was $25, and it's like, oh, okay, so like, you're paying, what? Let's be generous and say you're paying $150 a month to go to events. Let's say just even $100. You're spending $100 a month to go to events, and that's not like that. Those are drafts, right? The pack draft events, and that doesn't even include you buying your cases of cards to to do the collected events, right? Because those are just the events that where you So gorgeous. Those are just the events where you open packs, right? So you open a pack, you open 3 packs, and you take one card out and pass it around and all that jazz. That's, you know what I'm saying. That's not the ones where it's like I'm gonna bring a pre-constructed deck. So yeah. So like I said, it's, you know, let's say $100 to $150 in just events for a month, and then, you know what I'm saying, then you're gonna buy it for every expansion that comes out, which they come out what, at least quarterly. You're spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars, at least a couple hundred every 3 months. So, you know, 800. You know, let's say $200 a month, or every 3 months. So that's $800 in cards to collect your cards. I think I got okay. And then you're spending that go underneath? That's for the shield. So 40 goes on the shield. Then you're spending, like I said, let's say $100 a month in events. Let's say $25 a week. So that's 1,200. So that's, you're spending $2,000 a year on cards that come in and out of, you know what I'm saying, usability, which is the same as miniatures, right? You spend $2,000 a year on miniatures that come in and out of usability. So when you're looking at, like I said, so I don't know. I think all of these hobbies are luxury, and you just kind of make time slash sacrifices to be able to participate and enjoy and afford these hobbies. So anyway, it was interesting. Anyway, so about my game, yeah, let's. So I played my second league game. Played it versus a fantastic guy named Trevor. Great guy, very, very fun to play. He was a very fun opponent. We had a. I felt like, so, just as a. It's kind of like an FYI, I guess. So I ended up winning. Oh, I see. I ended up. Ooh, that hurt. I ended up winning. With my Sons of Bahamut, it was pretty handily. He kept it close, and there was a couple of ways that he did so, and that was also part of what was really fun about it. So, shield, is it this way? Oh man, that is an amazing shield. Gosh. So he played Soulblight Gravelords. It was his first time playing them. Like I said, he hadn't played Age of Sigmar in a little while. That's part of why he got into the league, was to play. So he's playing his like I said, Soulblight Gravelords vampire counts. He brought, so his list. So he brought a vampire on Zombie Dragon. He brought a normal Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon. Then he brought a normal Vampire Lord. Oh, hold on. I'm missing some steps. Come on, Ben. Getting distracted, missing steps. This was a 54 and 56. So he brought the normal Vampire Lord. He brought 5 Blood Knights. he brought five blood knights, 2 units of 20 skeletons, and a unit of 10 dire wolves. 1,250 points. He kitted out. Excuse me. He kitted out the vampire lord on zombie dragon, which is fine. That's what you do. Gave him like the +6-inch movement spell. What else did he do? He gave the normal vampire lord on foot. He gave him the spell that lets you I didn't do the other one. That lets you, or that you. So if you cast it on someone and they charge, you roll that many dice, and on a 4, I think it's a 4-up, you do immortal wounds to them, which is crazy. That's crazy good. It is 18 inches, but still, it's like, let me stop your charge. What else did he bring? That was pretty much it. Then he had like obviously his grave sites and all that jazz. And we played the Star Strike, and that's why I played my buddy Bill, was to get practice on that for that mission. So, yeah. So we set up, and it was kind of the same thing. So we set up. I won the drop. Set up the board and all that jazz. And I actually let him go first this time, because he hadn't done the move. He didn't have the additional move, and so I let him go first because he didn't have shooting, right, and his spells were outside of the 18 inches. So I wasn't worried about it, and he wasn't gonna charge a zombie dragon out into the middle of nowhere, because he's not an idiot. So, so I gave him first turn. So he ended up moving up his skeletons. He did one on each side. Actually, he did one in the middle, one on the side, one side, and then he did his dire wolves on the other, like on the far left hand side. So he ran up his guys, moved up his blood knights and all that jazz, and then that was it. Like, he didn't do anything because he couldn't, right? So then I did the one-trick pony, which I love, to be honest. So then I ran up, like I said, I did the whole run up, and charge. They all got in. He brought his zombie dragon up really high up too, so I was kind of worried about that. But there's nothing else you can do about it. Sorry, I'm just. Who would do the short? You gotta have the big fluffy. Sorry, I want to look and see, because he has two different hairstyles. One's like really bellowed out, and one's like super tight. I would never do this super tight. All right, we're doing the bellowed. Anyway, so then I charge in. So I charge in my Gargants, my one unit on the into his wolves. I charge my Stomper into his skeletons, and then I charge my other unit of Man Crusher Gargants into his 20-man skeleton. So Stompers in the 20, Man Crushers are in a 20, and the other Man Crushers in the Direwolves. I ended up like obliterating the 120 man. Kill like 2/3 of the wolves, and then I actually, when I pile in, I'm actually able to reach, because all of the Mega Gargant War Stompers attacks are 3 inches, so I'm actually able to reach his Blood Knights, and pull them into combat. And then I do all my attacks into the Blood Knights, and I kill 4 out of 5. So I did, and I kind of whiffed that attack, those attacks. But he had 3 wounds, and I was basically wounding. You know, he was rolling 5 ups, and then 6 ups. So anyway, but yeah, so I kill 4 of the 5 knights, and then just do a couple of wounds to the. I did impact wounds and like the pick up and throw and stuff like that to the skeletons, and they put a couple of wounds on me. That's the end of my turn. That's the end of turn 1. So he actually was able to run his skeletons up and get control of the middle objectives and his back objective. And then on my turn, I ended up taking the middle objectives away from him. And cool. So yeah, so that's the end of turn 1. Then turn 2, he wins priority. So then he takes his Vampire Lord and charges him in to my Mega Gargant. He runs his Vampire away. He brings back a 10-man unit. No. That was the first time he failed. No. Well, he brings it back. Yeah, he brings back the 10-man unit of... So he brings a half, so the 20-man unit that I destroyed, he brings back half of it, so a 10-man unit. And he pretty much brings back them like a unit like every freaking turn, which is insane. Every turn that I destroy something. So he brings that 10-man unit back, and then he charges everything. He moves his Blood Knights up. He charges in his Vampire Count. He charges in his Vampire Lord. His Vampire Lord on Dragon. And he fights with his Vampire Lord first. And he does probably I want to say 9 or 10 wounds. Sorry, I just want to make sure I got that right. Yeah, so it's gonna go like that. And then I actually fight back with my Stomper, and then I destroy most of his skeletons, and I kill his Vampire Lord on foot, and then. Then he fights back and does a couple more wounds with the Blood Knight. It took me forever to kill that Blood Knight too. It's kind of funny, but kind of infuriating at the same time. Is that on his back? That is on his back. So then my turn 2. I finish up the wolves. I go and kill the 10-man unit of skeletons. Kill more zombies. Excuse me. So then I put in all of my attacks into Sorry, I'm trying to look for the specific piece. There it is. So I put all my attacks on my turn with my War Stomper. I put them all into his zombie dragon because I need to kill it, right? And I do, like, he has 14 wounds, and so I do 12 total, which is unfortunate. And then finish off the wolves, kill the Tin Man, still control the middles and mine. He brings back the wolves. Like I said, he just kept bringing back everything. And so then turn 3, I get turn 3 first. I kill a zombie dragon. I finish killing the skeletons. And it was just, so like I said, it felt like a game. It kind of sounds boring, I know, but it felt like it was actually really fun, and it was actually funny because it felt like a game, like I was playing a game of whack-a-moles, where I was just constantly smacking. What did I miss? Okay. Yeah, whereas just he was constantly bringing guys back, and it was like as soon as I killed one, I'm like, oh look, here's another one that popped up. Oh look, here's another one that popped up. So like I said, I mean, it was, like I said, I had a lot of fun. It wasn't. It was cool. It was, and he, like I said, to his credit, good guy. Couldn't have been easy watching Gargants just like stomp all over your guys. But like I said, but he was able to frustrate for a long time. It was actually still quite even, because he kept bringing guys back and not allowing me to move into his deployment zone, or into his the objective on his deployment zone, and really start racking up points. And then he would take, like, as soon as I moved a Mega Gargant unit away to fight something else, he would bring a unit back and like take it again. So he was staying relatively close. Yeah. So he, like I said, he was staying relatively close for the first, I think it was like 3 rounds. And then I was finally able to, oh crap, wrong one. Then I was finally able to pull it away. And I ended up tabling him on turn. My end of turn 4, I think, is when I was finally able. I want so much teeth. So should I have him roaring? Yeah, you gotta have him roaring. You gots to. Anyway, so I finally ended up tabling him on turn 4, and then basically pulled away on points. But like I said, we had a conversation afterwards. I always try to make sure that we're all having fun. And so, like I said, we had a conversation. His plan for the army was, I'm saying, for what he wants to continue building on with the army is awesome. He had started painting them, and this, like, he's doing like this Caliban green armor, which is really, I love that color. I'm not gonna lie, I love Caliban green. But yeah, so like I said, on his vampires and even his skeletons, they have like their cloaks or that green. And so just So we chatted about his army and what he wants to do, and like the good things of that he was able to do, and uh, how close he kept it, and it's like I said. So there was definitely a different. There was definitely a different vibe this time around. Um, but also because, like I said, he wasn't bringing this like super dirty, disgusting, nasty OP list, right? Which, like I said, if that's what you're gonna bring, that's fine. And I'll do my I'll do my best. So I'll do my best to bring it, and uh, really, like I said, the only reason I won my first league match is because I got the double turn. If I hadn't gotten that double turn, he would just pretty much shut me off the board, and it would have been good. Good night. We're done. So, but I got, but like I said, the dice gods were with me. Got the double turn, did a bunch of mortal wounds, and won. This one was a much more comprehensive win. Um, but like I said, at the same time, what I'm saying, if I had missed some charges, and like I said, I spent a lot of CP. I spent CP to run. I spent CP to charge to make sure I get to reroll charges. I spent one turn. I even spent CP to reroll ones to hit, and actually, I think I did multiple turns. Like I said, I spent a lot of CP to make sure that I was staying on top, right? Because you need you got to keep on top of those man crushers, or they get lazy and don't crush like they should. So anyway, but like I said, had a lot of fun. Great guy, great opponent, great army. It's always interesting when we set up terrain, because I'm like a big proponent of thematic. Obviously for like Warhammer 40k, especially like for Warhammer 40k, where terrain is so um, ter- terrain is like literally an element of the game, and if you know what I'm saying, that can make and break the game. Um, and so uh, you know what I'm saying, when I because I'll typically be like, okay, like go ahead and let's each place 3 pieces of terrain, and just how defensive people place it, right? I'm just like, oh, okay, like sure, like let's go for it, right? Because it's like, what am I? You can't be like, well, no, you can't place it there, because it's literally like, okay, you place yours, I'll place mine, and you're gonna place yours. And he wasn't that bad. His first placing seemed super defensive, but the rest of them weren't as bad. The second one was still pretty defensive, but not terrible. The third one was the least defensive minded, but he also plays 40k too, so that's probably going on in his head too. The other guy who also plays 40k, in my first one, like he's like, okay, I'm gonna place 2 pieces of terrain basically right next to each other, and right on either side of the objective, to basically block you off and funnel you in while I sit and camp on the objective. So that's just one more thing that I had against that first game, where it's like, oh, okay, so there's a wall here and there's a wall there, like, and he literally just chose walls. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, so I have to go around, or I go through this like this one camp. So anyway, like I said, but it's just always interesting watching people place the terrain. But yeah, so like I said, all in all, super fun. He even, was funny, he even gave me being on. So I was 10 minutes late, and I apologized. I was like, dude, I am super sorry. Um, and so when we were doing the scoring, he's like, yeah, I gave you the. Oh, that's cool. He's like, yeah, I gave you the. Um, I gave you the full points. You know, as if you would come or come on time. And I'm like, are you sure? So again, so I got another major victory, 6 points. Um, I got. Uh, I got. And then so this army was painted. So I got the point for being painted. Actually, it's 2 points. 2 points for being painted, a point for on time, a point for the list that you bring, and a point for having everything you need, miniatures, dice, all that jazz. Um, so yeah, so I got. He gave me the full points. I should have only got 10, but he ended up giving me 11, and he got 2, which was like feels bad. Because his army wasn't like even close to painted. He 59, 60. Okay. Yeah. So his army wasn't close to painted. He. Sorry, just seeing what these 71. Okay. It's like 73. Am I missing something, guys? Oh, it goes on that. It's a skull. Yeah, I don't care. It's supposed to be a skull that goes on steps or something. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care about that. Anyway, so good guy. He got 2 points. He got one for being on time and one for having all of his stuff. But he didn't, because he didn't have a list. He didn't have everything painted, and then he lost. So anyway, but like I said, super fun game. So that puts me up to, that's 59. That's 60. So that's 11-8. So I'm up to 19 points. But I'm not gonna win the league because I'm debating that actually currently right now. Because if I want to try to win the league, I need to play everybody, which means I'd have to try to get 3 more pickup games in the next 5 weeks, which isn't that terrible. But yeah, we'll see. My biggest problem is you have to play at the store, which sucks. And I get it. It's like come in, patron the store, you know, all that jazz. But anyway, so that's the biggest problem because I've already got to go in 2 more times to get my last 2 actual league games. But then having to do that 3 more times on top of that. All right. Bum. We're at an hour and 42 minutes. Here he is, the bad boy himself, Kragnos. Bum. Right here. So, let's see if this looks better. I don't know. He's not that big. Let me grab some miniatures so you can see. Yeah. I mean, he's... Bring it down. Let's see how that looks. I mean, he's roughly the size. I mean, he's bigger than a Gargant, right? So we'll put them on their sides. Put them on this side, right? So he's bigger than a Gargant, but like not anywhere near a Mega Gargant. Come over here, buddy. So that's what he looks like, size-wise. Yeah. Interesting. There you go for comparison. Rah! But he is a god. They bow to him. So. All right. Such cool rules too. So he's 500. And this guy's gonna be 760. And that guy's not even 500. He's 480. 480 points. And that guy. So let's mount him on his massively ridiculous rock. See, and now he's tall. Now he's just as tall as a Mega Gargant, but it's because he's on the rock. So, all right. So let's. I do like that he's so spaced out because that gives him. It'll be easy to paint his underbelly. Let's put it somewhere like that, right in the middle. There you go. Bum ba dum bum. Well, guys, that was fun. It took me probably an hour and a half to put them together. It should probably only take you about an hour if you're not chatting and getting distracted. If you're just here to assemble, listen to some music, it won't take as long. But yeah, beautiful model, fantastic. Shield looks great. His mace looks great. His armor, I understand when he has a 2-up because it's magical, and it looks fantastic on him. He's on this big old rock that literally looks like it's breaking apart. Gosh, he looks fantastic. So can't wait to get him painted up and on the table so you guys can see him fighting alongside his Mega Gargant boys and his ogres. Oh, his ogres and his Boingrot Bounders and all those bad boys. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Don't forget, always plug in. We are a commission studio. We help you get your miniatures painted, tabletop ready. So whether it's 40K, so you can get those extra 10 points, or Age of Sigmar if you're tournament ready, to get it battle ready for tournament, so you can get those 20 points, because it's 20 points in a Age of Sigmar tournaments. We're here to help. If you're intimidated, if you don't like it, if you hate painting, you hate assembling, we're here to help. It makes a difference, guys. Like playing with a beautiful painted army. I get it. Like it's time consuming. It's painful. It's difficult to get the skills. And if that's not something you're interested in, we're more than willing to help. Our prices are relatively reasonable. And like I said, that we're here for you. So hit us up. You can reach us at tabletoprediminiatures@gmail.com, or just go to our website, Tabletop Ready Miniatures. Yeah, and we will answer any questions, get you any quotes that you'd like if you'd like some quotes. We are booked out till the end of July, so please hit us up and get on the schedule if you want something soon. Been fun talking, been fun chatting with you guys, and we'll catch you next time.